Hey, good morning, traders. I'm at here at the about 5:30 mark here on the West Coast, California time. We're waiting for the market to get some news because today is big news day for everybody. Um, we have a handful of things coming out for retail and um, some other things. So, and there's probably going to be a big pop at 7 as well. And then this afternoon, someone's speaking from the Fed. But I just wanted to have a little video about what is it like when the news hits. Now, granted, this isn't necessarily the United States, but we're not trading a currency. We're trading uh, a whole bunch of instruments. But while we're here, let's just, that's it. All right, impulse leg. The thing that I got yesterday, and I promise you I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds here. Where was it at? This one here. You know what really got me, and I made a video on it, is I saw this thing just take off, and then it landed back here, and then it took off again. And I was like, well, maybe it'll hit it again. And my stop was in the right spot. So I survived. I had a nice little trade right through here. Made up for a lot of losses I had, or a handful of losses. Took a couple hits this week. But I saw that thing. So when I see something up here, I start to look down, like what happened down here? And then it just, you see that up here, then you can look down. You see it up here, you can look down, like you start to see this puzzle in a different way. And it's pretty cool. So, while we're here, let's just draw up our little setup and see how many we can find as we wait for the market here. It's starting to get it's going to get really busy here in a second. And I see an impulse like there, right? This is a wash. And here's another thing. Maybe the impulse is coming off of something there, right? So you can, okay, what's going to happen down here? Now, this is in hindsight. I get it. I don't know if I would be sitting right there. Probably not. But this washes all the way down here too. See that bar getting longer? See that bar getting longer? Impulse up. This is all I do all day long is just draw this. And I can jump in and out whenever I want. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. No big deal. I got a couple more minutes here. And it looks like the energy is starting to happen though. Now, for you news traders out there, where would you put a stop if you're trading this thing? I'd probably be down here. Like even though we don't have a wash, we have a lot of the components of the setup. Try to pick that out. And I would probably have something like, get below some structure, a little bit of room. I don't know. Let's just play a game and see if that one works. We still have a couple minutes left. How about over here? Do we see any more? Price comes up. We draw a cross. Kind of does. It's this little thing here we were looking at. It's really not as clean as we like to see them, but they're there. You just have to, impulse up. And this thing came down here, so maybe that's a little setup right there. I see a shelf here. I got a stop. I got a buyer here. And it just poked all the way down. And the thing is like I don't have to wait. I can just sit back and watch. I got about a minute left before this thing kicks. Goes up, starts to pull back, makes a little shelf. It retests here. I mean, if you're going to say that's your shelf and that's your order, and you're going to put your order in here, stops down here somewhere. Yeah, that's a 3-to-1 trade right there. It's ugly. There's better ones. I'd rather be back over here, catch it over here with that stop right there. I like that one better. All right, it's 5:30. That's all we got. It's lame. It's just lame. I was thinking, look at this. This bar yesterday was just a killer coming off of there. And then this one here is just a monster. Right? This thing here, just all the way down. 6:30 open, landed in the kill zone. And then comes back up. And I caught it right in here. So this is a nice little set. This is a nice little trade. It worked out. You just kind of had to wait. And thankfully, I was doing some other things during this. I didn't have to sit through this, which can be hard because it's going up, and then it fakes you out. And one of the other things, the tricks that I do is just I look over here to see if it bounced into here. It's more than 50% of the swing, so I don't worry about that. Let's see if it's doing anything else. Let's see if it's done anything else there. It's not really. I was thinking, big bar kind of stuff. Yeah, I was thinking big bar kind of stuff, but yeah, it's not the Feds. You never know. And these guys are all over the place. That's why you got to have a plan and just kind of roll with it. But, going back to this guy here. Just look at that. Drops off, pulls back up, pulls back down, comes back down, and then starts to do its thing. If you like the smaller ones, right, I don't necessarily need a shelf after I see the poke, right? Just draw it over there. Draw that up, and then it's clear as a bell where you need to get in. And if you were late to the party or early to the party on this guy here, you can see this here, right? Guys, I'm telling you, it doesn't take much, man. I'd probably close my hand. I do. I'd probably close my hand, man. I'm not gonna lie. I take a lot of 3-to-1s, but there's times I take a 2.5-to-1 too, because it's 8:30. Whatever. Then you have to deal with all this stuff, and you don't even know that this is gonna happen, right? So maybe your stop's up under here. You say, okay, I'm gonna hide behind the next big structure, and then you get popped out, and you get like a, what is that, 2-to-1? That was a little different. Why is that different? Why is that different? I had bigger stop. Yeah. Well, see, there you go. Just change your stop. That's weird. What is going on here? That's a 3-to-1. That's 26. Oh, my entry is a little lower. 27 right in there. Yeah, that's still a nice trade. 2-to-1 is no, come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Right here. 2-to-1 trade. There you go. Not a bad little day. So let's just go back and see if anything happened from this guy. Yeah, there's a little bit of action. Okay, so it dropped. He's coming off. He's coming off the high. Right. I drew up another impulse leg. I'm doing this here. You can see that this thing just is already a bust. Like this wash here, just it gave you a little life. You know, you can see buyers are there, and then they get stopped out. One thing I was thinking about is that what's nice about this is that if you get stopped out here, you can just be okay, cool. Wait for the next swing and wait for the next setup, wait for the next impulse leg, and then start working that impulse leg. Because sometimes you might be like, well, I missed it because of like this one over here. Like let's say um, you somehow got stopped out over here somewhere. Well, you got another one right behind you. There's one right there. Perfectly good 3-to-1 trade. Perfectly good 3-to-1 trade. So they're out there. You just need to find them, pay attention, and be brave enough to take them. All right, see ya.